journey, real hopes. It is more like a spiral than a straight line as you keep learning and growing. You reveal your gold when life asks. You share your gold. You never keep it to yourself in a cave. You go out and share it with as many fools as you can find. As you do that, the world begins to catch on as everyone starts to think. Why were we scared of being a fool? It is okay to be yourself and make a fool of yourself. In fact, I highly recommend it. You will find a new path opens up for you as you realize that everyone is really a fool waiting to remember the joke. Perhaps your little gold nuggets will wake others up so that they may realize that they are the gold they are looking for. That they too have a little bag, and if they are ready to let go of the masks they have accumulated and lighten their load to have more fun, then they will magically find they end up on a journey and discover their real home just in time. I am a natural poet. Poetry is my first language. This poem sings the song of my true purpose. Therefore, to thine own self be true is a peaceful song. It is the gift I possess in my little bag. It is not a trick, but indeed holds within it the magic of life, which is found within the feeling between the words. It is of the highest value. This is my gift to you and future generations. Peace is who we are. Anything else is simply a shadow of fear we decided was real. My highest wish is your happiness and future. We are one. So I'll read you out my poem. It's called The Gift. My highest wish is happiness. It's the gift I give to all, to see the smiling faces, to catch them before they fall. To be a clown is like surround sound. It spreads a ray of sunshine to all without discrimination, without impatience, to see the world as one, to inspire and have some fun. I have no enemies. I have no one to hate. To me, there is no nation state. I see the world as my family. I just want to bring them home into the warmth of love and kindness so no one feels alone. I see every story in its real glory. I know the potential of what can be. I long to set them free into a world of their own making, into a world that is no longer breaking into fragments of glass, shards of misunderstanding, where we see only a fraction of what is true. We assume that it is not safe. That is the myth. That is the spin that disempowers and tries to win. One truth is that life begins when we step out of the comfort zone. The boundaries of insecurity build walls. We are not alone. And when we step out of illusion, of misconceptions, we realize that there is no fear, that there are many tears that are flowing down the rivers of separation, but they will reach the headwater. They will unite in the end. The journey is the experience that life sends. I believe in peace. I believe in goodness. I believe in action. I know that for every cause there is an equal and opposite reaction. My life is dedicated to principle. I know the answers are simple. When you throw away judgment, when you throw away hurt, when you throw away hate, and then think about what you've learned. Under the canopy of respect, you will never reject the will of others. They must travel their own path. We need to learn to laugh a lot. Life is the comedy. Perhaps I am the fool. But just maybe that is the school. for world peace. And that's a segment out of my book called A Fool for Peace. You can find it on the net. And it's really depicting a fool's journey, and that is exactly the life I have lived. And that is why Cosmic Fool, in a sense, emerged out of this recognition that the hero's journey, the fool's journey, the mystic's journey, whatever you want to call it, is really the same thing. You know, we have to learn to step out of our comfort zone in order to break free of the very conditionings that have held us into place. There's a great freedom within that many people are not really accessing because they feel very held down by their jobs and their families and life itself. Many people are not having a good time, and I know that. That's why I became a clown. I became a clown to look you in the eye and to say, I love you. I came to get you to smile. I wasn't here to make anyone feel afraid. And what I say to people who are fearful of clowns is that you have to look into your own thoughts. The clown, in truth, is just being a clown. They're just juggling and playing and being silly, you know. And even if people, there are some scary ones out there, just ignore them. That's how you get rid of them. You just ignore them. That's going to really get to a clown. You don't have to be unkind or anything like that. But what I say to people is look at your own thinking about clowns. The clown can never frighten you. It's your thought about a clown that does. And some people say they're fearful of the mask. But the truth is, in society, you're all wearing masks. So we clowns, we wear a mask in order for you to take yours off. That's why we do it. Some may say that clowns are scary, but actually people can be scary because they're so serious. They're not looking at each other, making eye contact or smiling. But as clowns, that's what we do. We go and we make eye contact with you because we want to see your beautiful eyes and we want to smile into them. That's why we do it. We make up games or tricks and we play because we want to see you laugh, because we realize that you're actually living in a lot of fear. You're very sad. And our role in the world, and it has been since antiquity, has been really to help people find some form of freedom within themselves. I remember when I clowned in Thailand, actually, I went to a hospital dressed as Peaceful the Clown. And it was the first time that these doctors and psychologists and nurses had ever had clowns in the hospital. And I was the only clown there, so I did a workshop with them on emotional intelligence and Patch Adams, the famous clown doctor. He's an American doctor. And he was the one that brought clowns into hospitals because he realised that laughter was the best medicine for healing. And so he hammed it up and played around, you know, in the hospital. And he created clown doctors as a result of that. But in essence, that's what clowns are about. You know, they've really come to help people release their stress. You know, and if there are phobias and fears, what I would suggest is that you actually look into your own fear because it's something within you that you've suppressed. Maybe it's the clown within you that you've suppressed. You won't allow yourself to go out there and play and be silly. Or you're thinking that this mask is somehow concealing something. It's not. It's just colours. It's just paint. That's all it is. But in actual fact, the purpose of that is to look theatrical because really our life is a role play. We're all playing a part in this big theatre production called life. You know? So if you do see clowns, and they're not scary ones, obviously, these are ones that are out to actually make your children laugh, encourage them. Because they're very much needed on this planet. And I intend to work with the youngest children. I'm going to make sure that clowns are revived because this is how children play. This is how they learn and develop. Just imagine if we all played at school much more than we do. Just imagine if we valued happiness and joy and peace and laughter more than writing or arithmetic. Now, these things, yes, they're practical tools. And certainly communications are important, but relating to one another non-violently is far more important than those things. Growing up in environments with parents that are happy and balanced and know how to parent is far, far more important for children. It's very important for children to see their parents laughing together and having fun. I did a workshop today and I asked the participants, how many times do you think on average an adult will laugh? And how many times on average do you think a child laughs? Now, they couldn't really answer it. One kid said many times for kids, and then he said none for adults. He was about 10. I had adults in the workshop as well. And I said to them, adults laugh on average 15 times a day. Children laugh on average 200 times. And what happens is the fool, the clown, the buffoon, the silly person gets educated out of us. And then we become serious. And we see that as being sort of respectful. And that's not to say we laugh at people. We don't. We laugh with people. And everybody knows in every culture across the world, we've all laughed together and had fun. If we can do it without alcohol, and we can reconnect to that child within, which has nothing to do with the child. It's really to do with a sense of innocence and play. That's really harmless. That's what the fool and the clown can offer the world, is to return to simplicity of innocence, where when I look at you, I'm not looking to judge you. I'm looking to see what I love about you. And through my eyes as a world peace clown, I see nothing but beauty in your eyes because I can see you. Your negative beliefs is not who you are. It's just what you believe. You may be tired or you want to be left alone or whatever. These are just thoughts going through your mind. But when I catch you in a moment where you forget yourself, and with clowns, people often forget themselves. I've danced with quite a lot of people. They will, they just let it all go and they play and they muck around. And I can't tell you how great that is. I've travelled all over the world as a peace clown to 20 countries. I've clowned with the Nepali. I've clowned with the Thais. I've clowned in India with the Indians. That's been fantastic. Done Bollywood in the hospitals. I've also clowned in Egypt, in Cairo, with some wonderful Egyptian kids. I had a great time there. And I've clowned in the UK on the streets in London and in the London Underground on the train. Had a great time doing that. Up in Scotland, I went over to Dublin, clowned on the streets in Dublin with a wonderful old fellow who dressed up as a clown and came with me. I usually take someone with me from society who's never been a clown before so they can experience what it's like to really love people in a way that's unconditional. And so from Dublin, I went to Chicago and I clowned on the street with a wonderful art student. His name was Tola. So he and I clowned together and that was fun. And we went to a jazz festival and we juggled and played with everyone. Then I flew down to Central America, so Mexico, and I travelled overland by bus to Costa Rica and I went up into the mountains of Montevideo, Santa Elena, and I clowned in some schools. Right on top of a mountain there was mist at the bottom and I had all the kids juggling and playing and I was reminding them that we can all make a difference in the world and that the juggling is really about balancing the left and the right hemisphere of the brain. It's very, very important for balance and also competition with yourself, not others. So it's a wonderful thing to learn. You can learn lots of tricks. So it's very good for rewiring the brain and concentration as well. So I did that. And I went down to Argentina and clowned in Buenos Aires on the street with a wonderful lady who'd never been a clown before. She was brilliant. I was tired. She was bouncing around in outpatients and, in the hospital. Fantastic. And then I went down to Chile for a break because I was getting pretty tired by that time. And I just had a lovely time connecting with people in Chile. And then I flew across to New Zealand and I clowned in a nursing home there and on the street as well, at an exhibition, and then flew back to Melbourne, which is where I'm from. That's a very, very brief overview. The trip was unbelievable, and I got to experience stepping out of my comfort zone. I went alone, and I didn't know where I was staying. I couch surfed around the planet. So in the sense of the fool, I went out with innocence. People said, "Oh, you're traveling alone as a woman?" I said, "Absolutely. I'm going to go and check out my world, my planet." And I did. And I met nothing but nice people. Everyone supported me. Everywhere I went, not one negative thing happened to me. So for me, the world is not a dangerous place. Now, I am educated and I've learned about conflicts around the world through my peace studies work. But I know that conflict is misunderstanding and abuse is inner pain projected outward. Bullying is a person who feels powerless, who's seeking power over someone else in order to feel powerful, but they're not powerful people. They want to take your power. That's why they bully. People do it with weapons. They do it with their physique. If they're very strong looking and they can tower over you, it makes them feel bigger in the ego. They want to make you feel small so that they can get a sense of power. It can become an addiction. People become power hungry. And this is the very profile of the bully. So in order to stop bullying, the only way to do it is to find self-esteem within yourself. You've got to love yourself. You've got to learn to love you. And it's not vanity. What it is I appreciate and love myself for who I am. I accept myself. I'm not less than anybody. I could be overweight, unattractive. I could be attractive, whatever. It doesn't really matter. No matter what you are equal to every person on this planet. You have a right to be here. And no matter the popularity of others, don't worry about it. The main thing is that you do what makes you happy. That is why you're here. And that is why I encourage everyone to become a fool for peace, to learn those values that I've just taught you, real hope. Learn responsibility. You have the ability to respond. You can do something. Learn empathy. If you keep looking out from your own eyes and not noticing how others are feeling, people are going to leave you. They're going to move away from you. They're not going to like you. So when you feel empathy for other people, you go, oh, that person might be feeling excluded. I can understand why that person got angry. Yeah, I've been angry. If you were really honest, you could probably relate to everybody in some way because you've felt shy or you've felt foolish or you've been embarrassed. We've all felt it. This is empathy. And empathy it's an emotional feeling where you actually imagine yourself as the other person and you include them. You join with them. Awareness is simply noticing. It's becoming aware. Meditation is a wonderful way to develop awareness. As you slow the mind down, you start to feel your feelings. You feel the air on your face. You listen to the sounds. You can feel the inner body. If there's any pains in your body, you can feel it. That's how you heighten awareness. And you start to open your eyes and notice everything. You become an observer when you're aware, but without judgment. You're just noticing. Is this serving our world, what we're doing? What am I aware of? What do I know? What do I know of both sides? Have I done research? Have I checked out the sources? Is that good source for research? Or is it propaganda? Awareness is really noticing, are people happy? If I'm dominating the conversation, are others enjoying that? Become aware. So you're looking. It's a simple looking. Love. When I was in the baby houses in Russia with Patch Adams, we were hugging the babies. We were hugging the children because the children weren't getting any hugs and some of them were dying. Others were becoming what they call imbecile. They were going crazy because they weren't getting hugs. So love is absolutely the centerpiece of life. You have to feel loved by your parents, by your friends, and you learn to love yourself. Really, those people are just reflecting like mirrors back to you. But the real love is the connection to the highest power in the universe. And this is where the cosmic jester comes in. There is a higher power. It exists. It really does. And the way I describe it is it's really connecting to love. That is the highest power in the universe, in truth. When you feel it, that's why you don't have to be religious or spiritual. It doesn't matter. If you're feeling love, you're feeling connection to the highest power in the universe because it is love. Love brings everything together. It holds all form together. It keeps families together. It's what keeps you strong when you're having conflict in life and difficulties. It's the person who looks in your eyes, holds your hand, and even if you haven't got anyone, you can still be in love. I'm in love. I don't have anyone. And I'm so in love because I'm so connected to the universe through love. I love everything. I love my life. I love my aloneness. Because what it enables me to do is to see how my life moves me without anyone else distracting me. And I love that. I really do. So for me, I thoroughly enjoy my life. So that's, the real part of real hope. So it's love. Honesty is absolutely critical. To thine own self be true. As night follows day, you cannot be false to anyone else. The truth is real. It's alive. I've felt it alive. And what it is it's coming into alignment with that higher energy, that higher force. So you don't lie to yourself. A lot of people in denial who refuse to look at themselves because they're too scared, they run off. I don't want to go there. It's too heavy. And yet the pain they're feeling, they might be drinking it down. Oh, I feel better now. Had a few. It'll come back and come back and come back until you actually look in the mirror and you go, you know what? I'm running away from life. I'm not really being honest here. I haven't been honest to my partner or my friends. I'm trying to be something I'm not. I've lied about a few things because I was too scared of what might come back my way. If you're honest, you can look in the eye of anyone and say your truth. But most importantly, you're being truthful to yourself, which is the highest love of self, is being truthful to you. Now, when you do, what I would call as a cosmic gesture, I would say a portal opens up. And that portal opens you up to a new experience in life. When you follow truth in your life, it's going to take you somewhere. It took me around the world. It took me into university. It took me to improve myself. It took me into wisdom and poetry as I sought for truth very deeply. It has been the most wonderful thing that happened to me in my life, was following my inner truth. Nothing more important, nothing more joyful than that. It connects me to happiness because I feel happy when I'm in alignment with what's true for me. I don't have to impress anyone. I don't care if they're impressed or not. I'm not doing this for your love. I'm doing this because I love you. If I'm honest to you, it's because I really love you. Why would I want to tell you something that's not true? Because I'm doing it for you, not me. And yet I'm doing it for me as well, because I feel better about me when I'm honest to you. That's how it works. So that's honesty. Oneness is we're all one. As I said before, one world, one breath, one family. Literally, we are connected. You can feel it when someone rings you. You know they're going to ring. You get that feeling, I've been thinking about you all day and you rang. That's the oneness. The oneness is when you get that sort of sense of community, with everybody else. And you just really feel part of something bigger than yourself, and you are. You're actually connected to the cosmos too, to the far planets, the stars, the sun. We're all connected, the moon. All women on the planet know the connection to the moon, really. So that's the oneness. We've got peace. That's the yin and the yang. It's balance. Inner peace, making peace with who you are right now. So really the real peace movement on the planet is not about really going out there and fighting for it. You can't. You have to make peace with where you are. And what that's really saying is that I can't ask the world to be at peace if I'm not. Now, I might not agree with you and I might not condone what you're doing, but if I move out of peace into anger or fear or judgment, then I'm not peace. It's literally I am not peace. So you can't ask the world to be what you're not. And you're sending out a message to the world that's not peace. That's why we say make peace with where you are. You may not condone what's going on, but you're not allowing it to evoke fear within you. You're saying, okay, I'm not in agreement with that. What can I creatively do to create the opposite? So if somebody is discriminating, or if somebody's, racist, or if somebody's sexist, or if somebody's brutalizing someone else, rather than going out there and brutalizing them back, which is revenge, it doesn't work. The universe will, if you do it, the universe will bring it back to you. So you'll keep experiencing what you're sending out into the world. So if you're seeing a situation that's not peaceful, you have to find peace within and look for creative ways to create unity around that. You may even have to stay quiet for a while, let them go through what they need to. Help others in a quiet way if you're in a very dangerous situation. But energetically, if you're at peace, nothing will happen to you. You will be bypassed. There's other ways of looking at this in a cosmic reality, such as it's like, people attract people who are angry like them, or you might go out with someone who's like your father or something like that, or your mother or whatever. But we can attract energetically as well the things we don't want. If you keep focusing fearfully on something, you will eventually, over time, it will come into your reality. So the trick is to not focus on what you don't want, but to focus on what you do want. So I want peace. I want to see harmony. I want to feel safe. So start to articulate what it is you're actually truly wanting. And the universe will bring it to you, because everything is a mirror. It's all energy. I mean, science can come into this. It's all energy. So what we focus on, we attract. It's called the law of attraction. Check it out on the net. You'll find it very interesting. So in that light of that, there are no victims in the world. We are attracting things. There are other aspects which I won't go into detail about, but I'll just briefly say karma exists as well. So, this cosmic worldview is that we've lived before and we live again. Energetically, we move. Energy moves. It's the second law of thermodynamics. Energy never dissipates, it moves, and we are energy. So that's why people see ghosts and they see apparitions, or some people say they know of a place that they've lived in before. There's many people saying testimonials that they've lived before. Past lives is not a new phenomenon. It's been talked about for hundreds of years, and people have backed it up with evidence. I mean, there's some great stories on the net about past lives. Now, if this is true, that then means that we're going through an experience here on the planet, each and every one of us. Now, if we've done something in a past life, it can impact this life. It's all energy, ultimately. Now, the way to dissipate that is unconditional love. You don't fight back. You don't resist. You take yourself out of harm's way, yes, definitely. But you do not do a counter. You do not fight. This resistance persists. What you resist persists. What you look at disappears. So it's very, very important that you learn universal laws. Resistance will keep it there. The more you fight something, you keep it there. If you actually don't want it, you can't get rid of it by focusing on it. You have to focus on what you're wanting. But you have to get clear about that wanting. It's not that you want them to go away. You want peace. That's your ultimately highest wish. A lot of people say, I want this person to go. I want them to be gone. That is not what we're saying here. What is being said, and when I say we, I'm talking about a collective consciousness. I'm talking about many people who are thinking in the same way as myself. This is a sort of an agreed worldview by people who don't even really haven't connected that much. But there is a rising consciousness on the planet where we're starting to get that if we keep on the fighting, we keep attracting it. So if you want it to stop, you have to find peace within you, because the world is a mirror. That's how it works. So I've talked about honesty and oneness and peace. Enjoyment is the next one. So this is real hopes out of the values framework that I've shared with you. Enjoyment is the clown. It is not taking anything seriously. It is about laughter. It is about fun. It is about being playful and silly. It's my favourite part. It is about looking into the eyes of people, having a good old chinwag and a good laugh. And you'll find the world is incredibly beautiful and fun, and it is, when we're our true nature. So for me, enjoyment, the joy is within you. You're not getting it through buying things, pleasures such as iPads and all that. None of that's enjoyment. Enjoyment is when you hear something really funny and you laugh your head off. Or you just look at life and you start laughing and you go, isn't it funny? I love this life. It's great. That's enjoyment. And the last one, so we've got responsibility, empathy, awareness, love, honesty, oneness, peace, enjoyment. And the last one is service. Now, the way I've described it like a rainbow is all those values. They're universal values. Once you master them all, you come into alignment and you will find peace. You will be at peace when you master these values. Then you begin to serve the world as yourself. It's not selfish, although some have used those words, but it's more self-aware, that you're aware that the world is yourself. So as you serve people, you serve yourself naturally because you feel joy. That's how the service happens. You wouldn't do it if you didn't feel happy. And what we find is as we serve others, it really is a mirror to us. And because they are us, from an energetic level, we're all one. And that is primarily the message of the Fool. This is the Fool's journey, is the full circle coming back to the awareness of we are one, you are me. And with that, I thank you very much for listening. I'm from Worldpeacefull. If you want to learn more, you can Google Worldpeacefull, Worldpeacefull, FULL.com. Have a look at what I'm doing. And if you want a copy of the book, just look for A Fool for Peace on the net. And there's one floating around out there, or email me and I'll send you my book with joy. We're all on our way home. This is the Fool's journey for everyone. I am simply a reflection of you if you're watching this. You take care. I'm sending you enormous love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Be who you are. Have fun. Don't care what anyone thinks. It's all good. It's all very funny. Bye. Bye.